Well. Hello, Nikki and Chris. Yes, it does. I was just told no, it doesn't. I was being silly because it... Yeah, I was being silly back. I was asking if you had tried it because you said it didn't. That's improv, Nikki. You said something, I did yes and. News. What is going on in the news here? Okay. All right, we're going to be looking at ISC today. We're going to take a look, see. So I was getting a screenshot there. Take a look, see at what's going on the TV. You know what I'm saying? Why do you need the... It's so annoying that you need the HTTPS in Discord to send a link. You were talking about... Where's your PC? Yes, I did see this. Gene Hackman today. I thought you maybe solved it, Nikki. But you figured it out. Well, we'll find out later, Chris, if you're right. We'll find out. But yeah, sorry. It is ISC time. I'm just going to watch it. I'm not going to wait for anybody to come along. I'm watching this, and everyone can join when they want to join. So let's take a look at... this week's ISC.
Are you happy with yourself?
Over the moon. Ecstatic with myself.
Their armor was the same with a color difference. There was a mission where we told you to go kill slicer supplies that was the exact same when we told you to go kill frontier fighter supplies.
The data pads I placed around Stanton as well, telling you, giving you hints that maybe something was going on. I think this is a great kind of PSA to read your contracts from now on. Maybe I hid them a little too well. Sorry.
Out 900. Wait, it's a GPU? I thought it was the PC Windows.
By now, you will have realized that the
this is all story stuff. So here's the thing. I don't really like that. I'll be honest. I gave a compliment in my last video about that talk Jared had with Benoit. That it felt like, okay, we're going to be back on track 2025, year of showing dev work. All that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really into ISC telling us the story that we're going to have to eventually play. So there's two aspects that I don't like about it. One is now I have no surprises when I get into the game. There's no plot twist for me anymore because I'm watching it right here on ISC. And two, if you have to tell us in a video what the story is, then it might be that the story is not very good in the game. If it's hard to follow in the game, which kind of sounds like they joked about at the beginning about the data pads being hidden. That's a problem to me. Like, I don't actually think that's a joking, like, sure, it's fine. Joke about it, but then don't keep doing it. My My concern with narrative in Star Citizen is that it's just like, it's not good right now. You know, it feels disjointed. It feels like I don't know what's happening. I mean, like, I get overarchingly that there is this fight going on between three factions, and that's it. That's all I've garnered from in game. But apparently, watching these ISCs, it's so much deeper than that. But I don't get that in the game. Part of it is what I've seen a few people talk about. I think Morph talked about it. Space Tomato talked about this. But the idea that we don't have in-game mission givers anymore, which the roadmap roundup did show that they're adding another one. But still, we don't have that. So I'm not getting that face-to-face with mission givers. I'm not getting that face-to-face with the story. It's all just text. And text really, unless you're reading a book and have like a connected experience there, disjointed data pads all around, it just really does not do it for me, right? Like, you look at AAA games that have data pads, there is still a good chunk of information you can get from playing the game. Those data pads are supposed to be extra to kind of deepen things a little bit more, to give you a deeper emotional impact, not to be the actual story itself. And I think that's part of the problem. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to, forgot to pull this out. Whenever we do these, I want to record as well. Yeah, so long story short, I don't like the data pads are the driving factor, and text in mission things are the driving factor for story and understanding what's going on rather than interacting with characters. Those are supposed to be supplementary to deepen the emotional impact of the story rather than be the story. And I don't like that the ISCs are covering all of it, because we're learning everything before we get into it. Factions being relevant, exactly. And like, rep means nothing too. It's like, if they're aiming for story, and there is just no way to tell the story without creating bespoke characters and potentially cinematics, and large scale events. Imagine a large scale cinematic event where it's set up and everyone has to go and do like ground warfare all of a sudden, but you all are given a mission early on, or a video to watch that's a cinematic that tells the story, or you go to a mission giver that breaks it down, and you walk with them through a facility. And maybe this mission giver only gives the mission out every hour, like they're giving briefings every hour to new recruits. So you have to be there on time to hear the story. That's how you keep it in world without instancing it, right? You have timed slots that you have to be there, and then the world keeps moving. I think you can do that. And then to me, that's more impactful. It's like, okay, I got to get there at this time. I got to go and, 3:00 today, I'm going to go to this mission giver that's talking about it. Cool. I got my details. I've got the mission from them. If you listen to like 80% of it or whatever, or you're there during the last 10%, it gives you the mission. And now you go off and do the mission and join this big battle or something, or go and do the, CFP missions. I think there's definitely a way to do it in the game already. I think they absolutely can do it. Like they have systems to have an NPC follow a path and to talk. That's all they need for that. And then just at the end of that speech, you trigger anyone that's in the proximity, the mission, and off you go. Limited rewards of broken missions. We don't know for sure. The time we have to complete it. The turn is not enjoyable. Yeah, I don't mind limited. Here's the thing: limited time stuff is not a problem inherently. The problem is when it's used for FOMO to get player count up. Limited time events should build the story of the universe, which is what they're trying to do with this. But it's not really working. And so I don't mind time limited events. I think time limited events are not inherently a problem. I think it's fun. I think it's great to miss out on stuff, actually. I think it's great afterwards to see a story unfold and have someone talk to a friend that was there for it and hear the story from them. How did it go for you? Right? And that's the idea, is you want to create these these dynamic stories. I've been playing Kingdom Come. It's a linear game, right? Like the story goes a certain way, but there's branches you can go to, and there's things that can happen during that differ your experience from other people, right? You could have trouble with a certain fight because you broke your arm right before that, and that made it harder for you. But that's an extra piece of story. It's a new experience, and with it, Star Citizen has a groundwork for that kind of emergent gameplay in it. The problem is that they just don't utilize it, right? Having to do the same mission 5 times over with no additional story being added or reason for it or impact on what I'm doing to the world. If I don't bring those CFP boxes to a certain spot, it's not like there's a global counter we're working towards to complete this mission. That would be better. It makes me feel like I'm impacting the world, and we don't get to move on with the story but just deliver box, deliver box, deliver box, deliver box, deliver box, deliver box. And now I unlock the next mission. What does that? It means nothing to me. And I get an extra piece of data pad, but it doesn't affect other players. It doesn't affect the world around me in any real way. And to me, that's the problem here. Is it doesn't feel like we have an impact towards the larger universe, which is fine. It's an alpha. I don't expect that, but if they're going to do it, I think they need to think about it just a little bit more. Don't know yet. Yo, what's up, Hodger? Hey, Sadner. Yeah, so let's continue on. Sorry,
weren't exactly who they said they were.
My main gripe here is I just don't like that the ISCs have become, here's story. Let's not learn anything new. Let's tell you everything so you don't have to play it. Like, I don't have to play the game now. I'm going to learn what's happening, you know?
In other cases, they were exactly who they said they were.
Frontier Fighters were specifically designed to show players that we can mess with their morals via this narrative storytelling.
Frontier Fighters were the ones who staged the attack on Stanton, posing as slicers to cause an uproar about Pyro, to stage a war on Pyro, to get rid of the criminal gangs that are there.
Cool. I learned none of that in the game.
It was a band of mercenaries led by a woman called Amelia who wanted to start an attack in Stanton to drum up hate for Pyro so that she could get the backing of regular people to go and attack Pyro.
But that also included civilians, and that also included gangs who had no interest in threatening Stanton at all.
So this was a false flag operation?
Yes, this was a false flag operation.
And you fell for it.
No, I didn't. Because I didn't know what was happening.
You fell for it.
They fell for it.
They fell for it.
But you named it Maniac after yourself.
I didn't do that. Haddock did that.
So our next chapter in March is called Supply or Die. This is split into 3 parts of the event. This is where the CFP and the Headhunters are coming off half the heels of the invasion of the Frontier Fighters, and they're trying to resupply and rebuild to continue the efforts of attacking the Frontier Fighters. This event is essentially a one-shot. You have to play it in March, and when the next patch drops after that, you won't be able to play it again or earn rewards. With this narrative arc that we're doing for the rest of this year, we're really trying to build these moments in our history where you as the player will come in and experience it, and then if you was here for it, great. But if you wasn't, you've missed out.
But if you wasn't?
For this event, there are 6 new locations that we built, 1 on each of the major planets in Pyro. These locations are discoverable by quantum marker, and at these locations you will find these outlaw depots. The difference between an outpost and a depot is that an outpost is generally a lot larger in size. There's various things to do at an outpost. It's like a little community that kind of is in one way or another self-sufficient. A depot is really just an offshoot storage location. So in that sense, it doesn't have all the amenities for a local population or for the player as well. It's more of like an offshoot location in that sense.
The depots see the return of the scavengers, the circus, essentially. It was introduced with the ghost arenas.
So this is not a faction we've seen much about, but it's
really
a faction
like
that we can identify by green text and spray paints on the buildings.
So as you go around the environment, you'll see that they've tagged it, and they'll be saying, you can get big money here, and go here, and go here, this is where you buy it. Look out here, take cover here. The location is one that they've taken over, and they've added their unique twist to.
The outdoor depots, I think, are really cool from a player perspective through the way that it's a location that is really built for the interaction. It provides a lot of cover. It's located in a more convenient, accessible way. It has very clear, distinct sections, so that helps hopefully as well for the players to kind of call out where the different people are coming from or where they are located. So it's a high-risk, high-reward location that is really built for PvP. There is an initial population at the location, so if you're the first there to show up, you might be a little bit careful. If you're gonna land in the middle, might be a little bit hot, but that's the right challenge that we're trying to provide for you guys.
So,
one of the first missions requires you to get...
Was that? We'll look at that mission.
Challenge that we're trying to provide for you guys.
So each of these have the opportunity to, because this is a CFP one. So they're eager to replenish their stocks before each point. Rare chemical compound is found. Okay, so this works for every. More delivery, yeah, but what impact is this actually having to other players, right? Does the supply, like if no one goes CFP, is there no like supply of this, therefore the missions can't run? Like I feel like there needs to be some sort of hinge on, you have to have a hinge on the players. You have to have, or like some of these missions affect other players. Like if a group of people decide not to do part of it, it should stall it for everyone else. I think that's a realistic look at this, you know, or at least slow it down. But the more they say, so that way every group of like every gang is reliant on each other for the gameplay aspects of this. I want to impact the world. I want to feel like we're doing something in this world that changes other players' experiences.
One of the first missions requires you to get a commodity called Datatrine, and there's a mission for CFP and Headhunters. This commodity requires you to go to these depots where you have to invest your own money to get this Datatrine and return it to either faction that you decided to go with. Datatrine is a rare plant that they can refine, so the CFP can use it for medical purposes, and the Headhunters can use it for more fun purposes.
Elliot came over to the economy area and said, hey, I've got some new missions we're building, and they're a little bit different from some we've done before. So we worked together to come up with a fairly new reward structure specifically for these new missions.
The idea as well is that if you've completed this mission series and you've got your reward, you can just keep going. You can sell these commodities in the sandbox world and get quite a big profit margin. But again, your risk is you have to put up your own money, put in your own time, and risk your own life. For the mining mission, again, both factions will require you to get 2 commodities. So they require you to get ice, which can be found on the extremities of the Pyro solar system, so as far out from the sun as you can where it gets colder. Or tin, which is found closer to the sun, that can be stolen, bought, or mined and refined yourself. However you wish to get these, they don't care, they just want the commodity. And then you'll have a destination where you're asked to drop them off. And last is the salvage mission. The salvage mission is asking for RMC.
Do those not?
And last is the... You'll have a destination where you're asked to drop them off.
Do the prospector bags not attached to cargo grids?
And last...
Unless they turn it off just to make it look cinematic there, but like...
Is the salvage mission.
Grids.
The salvage mission is asking for RMC, so that's hull scraping. or construction materials, so that's the actual structural salvage part where you have to
Is
fracture
this
your
just
ship.
for CFP?
And again, both factions are asking for it, and they both have their own drop-off points. How you get the salvage is, again, up to you. You can kill ships and harvest their corpse. You could accept the salvage missions and use those ships, or you could just fly about and attempt to find the salvage panels. The event is both PvP and PvE. It takes place in Pyro, so you've always got to have your wits about you. The Desitrine one that takes place at the outposts will have more of a PvP element because it's going to have more reward for people who are PvPing. The mining and salvage one are introduced for more industrial players, more PvE. There's not much you really need to do here PvP-wise, but again, you're in Pyro, keep your wits about you because you never know who's going to turn up.
The thing that's unusual about these missions is that they're designed to encourage group play. There's nothing stopping you doing it solo. You can absolutely do it solo, although obviously in Pyro you have to take appropriate precautions if you're playing solo. But each of these missions, if you can get together a group of friends to help out, you will probably find that it will be more successful.
The Reclaimer does look mean, eh?
But
look at that thing.
each have to take appropriate precautions if you're playing solo. But each of these missions, if you can get together a group of friends to help out, you will probably find that it will be more successful.
Did you unfix that terrible fix that you did last patch?
The initial design of EVR has been fairly successful, but it definitely has areas it needs to be improved with, and one of those areas is enabling group play instead of suppressing group play. And the design intention is to move away from reward splitting. So with that in mind,
Can we talk about how shit these players are, by the way?
In group play. And the design intention...
He dies, and then this guy keeps walking forward for like a whole extra, like 2 meters. What is a reaction time?
Is to move away from...
And then he's like, wait, what? Huh? What's that? Oh my god, you're already dead. you don't... This person does not survive.
So...
And then what was that? Yeah, no, you don't win that fight. That was so funny. Like, you literally, you would kill this guy, point at him, and kill him. They're both dead.
To move away from reward splitting. So, with that in mind, we're taking steps towards that, and these missions and the way that the rewards are structured for these missions is a good indication of that design intention.
So with all this, the mission reward system is changing, right?
The rewards that you will get will scale with the size of the group that we expect for each mission. Right. So the small missions are designed for solo players, the medium missions are designed for around 4 to 5 to 6 players.
Okay, this was actually what I was talking about a few weeks ago. So they're talking about scaling the missions and rewards. I don't mind that you have to split. I think splitting the reward is totally fine. Because if you go and do a really easy mission, and you just something that's already easy and you stack 10 people on it and it's even faster, now you're just cheesing the system. What I think should happen is that these missions should be worth the effort needed, and that includes how many people are going to be needed for a mission or expected to be needed. Could you still do it solo and make a ton of money? Absolutely, but it's not going to be easy or guaranteed even. And so you want to bring along more people. And what you're doing is you're like any mercenary work ever in any sci-fi, you wager what a job is worth, how much you're going to get paid, and then you hire your crew that you want to bring along with you. It's any heist movies, the same kind of thing. And that's the way missions should work in the game, is that, okay, this mission is worth $500,000. That probably means I'm not going to be able to do it by myself. Let me get my friend. What do we have to do? Oh, we have to kill 2 hammerheads. Oh God, I might bring along one of the, let's do 3 people all in, so we'll always get the F8Cs or whatever. And now we'll go and crush this out. And you're splitting that out 3 ways. You've chosen to do that to guarantee that you can get that money. And it's still going to be worth more money than hopefully a player could do individually. It's just an example, but that's what I think should be should be happening here. So I called that a few weeks ago, and I'm glad that that's the route that they went. That's the right decision, in my opinion.
And the large missions are designed for 10 and above players. And in subsequent patches, the rewards will scale dynamically to the group that you have. And depending on the mission type that you're doing, whether it's the salvage or the mining or the datatrine, your rewards will scale accordingly. Bear in mind that for the datatrine missions, you have to put up the money to buy the commodity, and you will be rewarded enough to compensate you for what you've bought and a little bit extra. The other thing to bear in mind is that all of these missions have a secondary reward mechanic, which
Although, is this simply scaling though? Might not be exactly the same. It sounds like they're going for simply just scaling the rewards. So at the end, depending on how many people were on the group and on the mission, maybe. I'm curious in practice how that actually works.
You are working to get tickets so that you can get the unique rewards, which you can only get during this mission, during this month, and then they will never be offered again.
It's like the redemption at Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't understand the reference, but okay.
I'm an American lost in Britain.
Why does this matter? With our plans for this whole year of more of a content-driven releases and more of a narrative storyline, as Dave previously talked about with the A and B stories, the idea is that these missions will tie into that. The side that you choose to work with will have a lasting impact. The choices you make will define the universe that you live in. And the really cool thing about Supply or Die is because of the 3 different mission types we offer you, you can get all of the rewards without ever firing a shot. And that's really exciting.
And as one chapter of the continuing Fight for Pyro closes, another begins with Alpha 402 Supply or Die. But if you didn't get a chance to finish the February missions, we've extended them through to the end of March. So there's still time to choose your allegiances and secure the future that Pyro deserves. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you. And we'll see you all here next week on Star Citizen Live.
So again, to reiterate, I want the missions to be less about like just getting rewards. I don't want that to be the entire end game. I mean, rewards obviously are important, but what I want there to still be some sort of impact on the world. That really is what it comes down to, is I want to impact the actual story. I want there to be multiple outcomes that the community can end with. Like, imagine here, there's 3 outcomes that if the CFP get their way, if the Frontier Fighters get their way, or if the Headhunters get their way, and now have lasting effects for like a year, all of a sudden that the gameplay that gets implemented into that is completely different. Obviously, this is a lot of planning that they'll have to do, but in a release situation, that's what I would want. And then that way, every star system you go to feels like it's unique, it's evolving, and it's changing over time. Imagine you go to Pyro and CFP have control. It's peaceful, a lot more peaceful than you were told in the past that it would be. And it's not as exciting. So you start to cause trouble. And then eventually over, the next month or so, that starts to bring more piracy, more whatever. And then all of a sudden a war breaks out again. Headhunters get a little more ambitious because people are doing missions towards their stuff. And now all of a sudden, a war breaks out and Headhunters have control for another year or something. And that's one star system. Imagine having that across multiple star systems. And imagine, this kind of situation or these evolving storylines happening in places that you just haven't been yet and you just heard about. And this creates a lore to the universe that feels personal, because your friend has been through it. It feels reactive to the player, and it feels like the time you spend in the world is important in that world, because the world is being affected by you. You didn't just get a cool skin. You got to change the story. And again, they can do that by having these overall have 3 meters on the screen, and as you do CFP missions, that meter goes up and up and up, and if it reaches a certain threshold, it tips over, and now they have control or something, right? Imagine that. I don't know. I think that's cool. Maybe you don't, but I think that's cool. I think that's a real good way to create a dynamic universe in a not simplistic way. It's relatively simplistic, but it also would take a lot of work to create the multiple outcomes. But it seems like with these missions, they have a definitive outcome they want to go along. It's a linear storyline, right? It's not an evolving storyline. But I feel like an evolving storyline that, like Dungeons and Dragons, as a DM, you might write a story that just your players never discover. And that's fine. That's cool to me. That makes the world feel bigger and actually reactive. That's why D&D is so good. I think that's what I'm approaching here, is like a D&D approach to this, to Star Citizen and their missions. And I feel like, I hope they could maybe take that approach and that philosophy later down the road. There's my rant. There's my spiel. Move away. Interesting. This is Monday and my fiance. Well, just get her to drink the coffee black. It's not good. Well, at least it's not good here. But yeah, I like donuts, Timbits, and ice caps are really good. So good luck. Good news. Yeah, just finished. There's only one 3 outcomes. There's no 3 outcomes, only one. There are 3 factions, but the outcome is the same. Exactly. That's what I'm saying is like the problem. Even the missions now is for a single goal. I'll watch the video later. Anyways, I mean, it's just about the story. Yeah. I hope that changes down the road. To me, that's something that, it goes against the philosophy of having an emergent world, in my opinion. You know, it feels like it goes against all the other design philosophy that they hold. Let me check this. I'm gonna export that transcript. See if there's a way I can make a video or something out of that. Cut it up. Open Google Docs. And move this file to my notes. Where are my notes? Hello? Oh, there it is. Star Citizen. Cool. Well, have a good sleep. Adios. Ciao. Yeah, I hope something like this gets changed, you know. Still sell poutine? Tim Hortons? Tim Hortons has never sold poutine. McDonald's does. Because they don't have fryers, so they can't make French fries. No, McDonald's does, but no, Tim Hortons does not have poutine. A&W has poutine, which is probably one of the better fast food poutines, but I would still go like Smoke's Poutineery for poutines. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe their individual one decided to try it one time, but yeah, we don't. Tim Hortons doesn't have fryers, so that's why all their stuff is baked. Everything's baked there. Okay. Well, now we try to try to see if Star Citizen works. Because it didn't yesterday. Did not. Wait, where did RSI go? There it is. It did not yesterday. I'll be honest, I'm kind of in the situation where I don't want to give it too much effort and time today. I spent an hour yesterday trying to get things to work, not spending that time today. If I can't get it done, I'm going to go and work on YouTube content because that's seems like a better use of my time right now. So we gotta hope. Let's see if Star Citizen ends up working here. Where's my mouse? Oh, from 6 to number 1. Let's go. Man, I really got a geisha geisha coffee downstairs. I really want to try. Nice. I just made 47 cents on someone buying something with my affiliate code on the impound. Actually, I gotta change this. Sorry, it's edit com the impound. It is get a 3%. There it is. 3%. If you guys are looking to buy from gray market areas, all it's not really gray market, it's just a storefront, but you got like so I'm very curious where everyone goes. Is Twitch viewership just wrong? Or do I keep dropping down to 1 viewer? I am curious, and I'm curious why people leave. I want to know what it is, because I can't pinpoint it. Press 1 if you're still here. I want to see if it's the Twitch numbers. Okay, so no, it's definitely, people are definitely just leaving because no one's pressing 1. Interesting. Oh God. We're gonna find out soon, Nikki. Did you must have just come back then, Nikki. Yeah, because it went up to 2 now. Oh, because your PC. Yeah, so wait, what's the issue? I thought it was Windows. I thought you figured it out. What am I doing again right now? What the fuck was I doing? Why are these so aggressive? the sharpening off? Will that do it? Oh no, that might be you. I don't like that. Options. Actually, it's pretty good. Could still be better, I think. Wait, like what new information came up that made you second guess the solution? Sure.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Why are these all new claiming? God damn it. All of my ships.
Please visit us again.
Oh, that's what I was doing. I was gonna go look at my missions. Crashing in Windows. Oh, it did? Oh.
Welcome to the ASOC
Let's take out like
Vehicle
an
Retrieval
actual
System.
ship that can fight.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
Leaf small hangar. It's got to be something. And you have Hags turned off, right? Hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. Well, we got through. It did crash into another system too. Okay. That's unfortunate then.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
$609,000 out of I don't have enough fuel to get there, do I? Maybe 2 months ago? That's brutal. Did you reach out to support and ask?
Engines online. Latitude 700%. Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised.
Thank you, and please visit again.
So I probably can't make that jump from here. Oh my god. 30. Holy fuck. That's really far. How many light years?
Auto-drive is now on.
Wait, do I have enough fuel to get there? I like this UI on this. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I forgot to drink water. Shit. Am I actually going to be able to make it? I thought I would not have enough. Oh, I got 1.29. Oh. Well, I guess the 1.29 was how much I have. Okay. Because it probably wouldn't let me route otherwise. I don't think I'm sat in the right spot. I don't think my head's supposed to be where it is right now. Oh. It's because I was zoomed in. I'm like, this isn't right. There we go. Can't wait to do this in VR, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear, Nikki. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, I feel that. You should look into Intel's the ARC chips to see if that's if like just because those are cheaper. They have some driver incompatibilities, but it's getting better over time. Those might be worth looking at. We'll find something on the used market. You might be able to find someone that like will buy that off you if they know what is wrong with it and fix it, and then just keep it, resell it themselves. Yeah, this one was 1200. Well, CAD. It's gonna take some time to get over there, isn't it? I wish when you were quantuming, you could take your helmet off and like drink water.
Engines offline. Engines online.
I'm not supposed to be able to turn my engines off, am I? It's quantum runoff power then, I guess. Oops. Yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes. I mean, hardware fails. You know, statistically, it should be a small number, but you just unfortunately are one of those numbers.
Quantum fuel is at 75%.
Yeah, look at it get eaten up right now. It is getting eaten up right now. No, what else do I have to do today? Let's see. Stream, and then I got to finish that edit, and then potentially my own edit. Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. Just sometimes, like I had a PlayStation, which had a low failure rate in the PS3, but I had to keep every 3 months. I had to keep taking it completely apart and reseating the CPU. To get it to work again. Sometimes you get the lemon. You get the one that breaks sooner than it should. Still sucks, but that is the way it goes sometimes. My shit breaks all the fucking time. You waited a year and a half to get it? Why that? Why'd you wait a year and a half to get it? Is it? You said it was a 30 something? I mean, have you reached out to them? See if they do repairs. Maybe they do repairs. And maybe the repairs are cheaper than buying a whole new card. Oh. Okay, let's go see if we can shoot some people here.
Quantum drive is now off. Okay.
Oh my god. Already people. Okay.
Lock. Okay.
How am I getting fucked up so much right now? Dude, how am I I am in strong ships. How am I dying so much? Why does it say I have no power in my shields? Like it said that before too. Like I'm actually confused as to how I had no power. It had my shields off. Why did it have my shields off? Are you fucking kidding me? Why was shields off the default mode for the ship? Does that make sense to anyone else here? Why were shields off the default mode? 45 Q. And no one else can answer that? If you watch this on YouTube afterwards, please let me know in the comments why the shields were off by default. Obviously, I'm going to learn to check that now every time, but... that made no sense to me. That made no sense to me. So give this one more try. And I got... God fucking damn it, man. Well, GG's, good stream. Real fun. Thanks for hanging out. But Star Citizen does not work. It is not a playable game right now. I swear to fucking God, dude. The answer is no. Alright, well, GG's. Thanks for chilling, guys. Go to my YouTube channel and watch YouTube videos. That's where I'm going to spend most of my time here, because, like, streaming obviously doesn't work. People, I don't know what it is. I'm not a good streamer. So thanks for chilling, but watch my YouTube videos. That's where my effort's going. Bye.